Oh boy.
Oh,
All right, we are ready for our next session of Star Wars. Before we do introductions and so forth, I want to preempt the fun stuff with some boring stuff and bill everybody for lifestyle. Pay your rent. Your
I do
lifestyle
not.
cost.
I don't know what you're referring to. I am
Uh,
not paying any rent.
yes, you
So
are.
no, I am not.
Oh, okay. Um,
This
so
is my own place, so I don't pay any rent. I pay other stuff,
so
but not
so
rent.
hold on. So in Apocalypse World, when your
Oh,
MC
okay.
actually understands the
Oh, okay.
rules, every
Okay.
once in a while they charge for lifestyle. And
Ah, I see. I see.
that
Okay,
is the
that
amount
is different.
of barter that you need to spend to
I
have a roof over
see.
your head and food and water.
You are talking to the characters already. Okay,
I sure am.
cool.
Uh,
Sorry, I misunderstood that.
so so you need to
Okay.
pay at least one barter
Okay.
to have a roof over your head and food. You can pay two barter for it to be kind of nice. If you pay zero barter, I get to ask everybody else at the table if they are willing to support you.
Mm,
And if nobody at that point steps up, then I get to do very bad things to you.
okay. Interesting. Okay. So how much barter do I have?
You have a lot, actually.
I know.
You are you're a
I have
rich one.
six. I have six
Mm-hmm.
barter in augments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I would acquire new barter over the course of the game, I assume.
People have been getting barter for things.
Cool.
When I say you get one credit, for instance, pretend that that is one barter, because that's
Okay.
basically what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to write it down however you want.
Mm-hmm.
Donna has put it down as 2 credits / 3 barter, which is also a way of writing 5 barter. So please subtract 1 credit / barter / whatever from your character sheet.
Okay.
I'm going to presume that Jolo does so. I get the feeling that Alex isn't interested in playing that he's starving just yet. So we're gonna pretend that that happened. And he's got a barter coming his way shortly anyways, so he's on the treadmill.
I have a rules question. Do we get to mark an XP every time we roll with the stat, the highlighted stat, or just the once?
I believe that it is every time.
Oh, okay.
And also,
Did
I
not
wanted
know
to
that.
call for new highlights, but that is going to wait for Jolo to be back because
Yeah.
I feel like that's doing that incompletely is just a big mess. So if y'all roll your previous session highlights before we get the new highlights in, you'll get the XP. I'm not
Okay.
putting you into a void where for the next 20 minutes you can't get XP. That doesn't seem fair. That doesn't seem cool. So, all right. Now that we've done a little bit of bookkeeping, let's dive into it. Let's remind ourselves who we're playing as, where we are, and what we were doing last session. Relesta, I would like you to go first.
Yeah. My name is Donna. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Relesta, she, her, who is a Twi'lek pilot using the driver playbook. And last time on Star Wars, we saw her hanging out with her friends and getting a job to drive around a Jedi Master to do some shenanigans off station, or near the station, rather, which will be very exciting, I'm sure.
I'm positive it'll be exciting. Now, next up, Sabine. reintroduce us briefly.
Hi, I'm Sabine. I'm playing Scrimshaw. Last time they were in their garage and trying to figure out how to get at that sparkly guy, but not really. And then what they really were trying to figure out was why station the Navy. The Navy doesn't want any help fixing the station's damage, and went out, talked to some people, found some weird residue on some stuff and brought it home to look at it, and had the feeling that it's kind of a Sith thing, maybe. And then a Jedi came by and threw his weight around and wanted to know stuff, and then left without getting any definite answers besides some philosophical discussion about the merits of the Force or something like that. And a lot of eyes rolled at him.
If only somebody acknowledged how frozen out that Jedi got.
Yeah, well,
what a strange thing that the Jedi didn't get any answers. How strange.
I mean, he got some answers, but
he did.
Not the ones he didn't follow up on questions if he didn't get an answer. That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, he did extract a promise from you to talk to him about what you discovered from the Sith.
And I meant that promise with all my heart.
Of course you did. Otherwise things would be bad. So really, I don't know. I don't feel like that was such a failure for revenue as perhaps one might characterize it. Even though, wow, what a distant asshole. It's definitely a goal of mine. So let's get started. Let's zoom back in on Scrimshaw in their workshop. It is you and your workshop and this crate full of Sith-tainted debris, glowing with that sort of terrible Wan energy, which illuminates but doesn't seem to reveal. Now, you wanted to work out how to use your workspace. And this is the point where I'm like, oh, I guess I should open up the rules. Doink. Scroll over to the Savvy Head. So, when you go into your workspace and dedicate yourself to making a thing or to getting to the bottom of some shit, decide what and tell the MC.
Give me a second to find the same thing that you were looking at. What's that? The show. No, that's the wrong one.
I can paste it in the chat. If you're looking at the show, I feel like I can
make this wrong
go much faster.
This is, I've got it. Oh. Workspace. Okay, what I want here in my workspace for a project is I want to figure out, no problem, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what I want to know is, I think I don't know where this came from. And right at this point, I figure the most useful thing here to figure out is how to get rid of this stuff, right? Because we don't want it on our station precisely. I could figure out its origins, but I can do that once I've figured out how to get rid of it. Because if I know that, then that will end me maybe a job that I actually get paid for, which would be nice, right? Because I'm not charging Rolesta for parking her ship in my bay.
I mean, you're friends, so you know.
Yeah, we're friends. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Rolesta's good for it sooner or later.
I know.
I'm not trying to tell you. I am acknowledging. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's
okay.
Yeah, but that is what I want to figure out. How would I get rid of this dark side infested crystal? Because the good thing here is crystals are crystals are susceptible, I'd say, to harmonic things, to harmonies, right? So that might be something that I actually can do to find the right harmony to cleanse these crystals and thus render them more harmless. And I think they're growing, right? I think that I can figure that before I start.
So, yeah, before you start, right now it's growing pretty slowly, but you can observe already that this stuff will grow through and into metal structures. And as you sort of push the frequencies into, like, you isolate a small sample that you think you can pretty safely manipulate more extremely than you might another sample, and you push it and you figure out that, yeah, beyond a certain size, this stuff can explode violently.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So this could be quite bad if left unchecked.
Okay, I will, first of all, I will send a message to Ryaka with that information. My guesstimate of how big a size that would need to be for it to explode, because I think he needs to know that.
You know, you probably want to know. Oh, hello, Alex.
Oh, hey, Alex. There you are.
Nice. Welcome.
Right.
Hey, we started a little bit without you because we had permission and wasn't sure how much time the kids would take from you. So we're in the middle of a scene with Scrimshaw. Once that's over, I'd like you to reintroduce your character, and then we're going to do new highlights.
Cool.
I
will listen in.
All right. Thanks a lot.
So
yeah.
Quick recap, Alex. I discovered that the crystals might explode if they grow too big. So yeah. But what I really want to do is a project how to get rid of them.
Yep. So that's what the workshop's for.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you work on it. You push your way through and do your preliminary testing, prodding it with sound and harmonies. You take a break and do a little bit of light meditation with some tea or what have you. And you realize that, yeah, you can make this work. You can probably make this work. But you're going to need Brigmaster Puppering to help you with it. Because you're pretty sure.
Who was that?
He's the person in charge of the Bounty Hunter Guild's brig.
Okay.
He is also an expert in using carbonite to freeze people.
Okay.
But you figure if you freeze these crystals in carbonite, you'll be able to make them basically more rigid and therefore more brittle and therefore more susceptible to harmonics.
Okay.
Hopefully without their energetic potential. And by energetic potential, I mean kaboom.
Yeah. Fine.
Yep.
I got that. Okay.
However, that does mean that you'll probably be exposing yourself and your staff to some serious danger.
Yep.
And you're either going to have to add a sonic kiln to your workspace first to really concentrate and amplify the work, or you're going to need to take the debris into a very hot place like an engine core or a station subgenerator.
Okay. I mean, I always wanted a sonic kill, to be honest.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
I mean, who doesn't want that? But it might be. I will first explore that if there's an option for me getting that at a, let's say, reasonable price, or
Well,
in favor or order. And if I can't, then I will contact Riaka and tell them to find me a hot place where I can run some experiments.
sure.
And then I need to contact the Brickmaster.
Well,
Oh no, then I need to contact Jolo, because he's with the Bounty Hunters Guild and we're sort of friendly, and he might.
have him talk to
Yeah.
to the Brigmaster. It's
yeah.
probably going to go a little better.
Yeah.
That's the kind of negotiating skill that you expect from an expert like yourself. So there are on the moves tab, column B's peripheral moves, and just a little bit down is barter moves. So when you could be rolling when you go into a bustling market, or you could be rolling when you make known that you want a thing and drop jingle to speed it on its way.
I think I will go to the bustling market.
All right, great. So there are a lot of options. You could go around through other workshops and sort of hunt around for it there, but this place is a big, this whole station is basically a leisure and commerce hub where a lot of folks are trying to make a lot of trades in a low tax environment, let's say. So I think that this takes you to, what do we call this? The shopping galleries, but not like the central, broader touristy parts, but more of the peripheral, useful, bigger, interesting parts. So there's still a lot of the sort of Star Warsy, dusty, grimy space kind of sense, with people barking their goods.
Would it be called like the bazaar or something?
No, I think it's called the Galleria.
Yeah.
Or the mall sometimes. So it's sort of a high vaunted kind of tourist sort of space, kind of a donut shape, with a few offshoots. That's a few stories tall, and there's a lot of just crust that has climbed up the Taurus and the arch. There's neon lights. There are a few fountains and other public water installations for the comfort of the citizens that are fairly well maintained, actually. It's pretty nice. It's not like prequels, everything is shiny and CGI nice, but it's nice. It feels lived in without being fake. There are a lot of folks barking their goods, a lot of shopkeepers, standing by their front doors trying to wave you inside as you wander around and try to sniff out the specialized equipment. So with that sort of set piece drawing, let's have you roll sharp. And I should get into the roller and not just open the tab and then not log in.
Okay, I have a modifier. I have 2 dice. Okay, and it has a name.
All right.
It's an 8.
All right, with an 8.
There, where's the move? There it is, with an 8. Oh, you decide, okay.
All right. I'm going to choose that it costs 1 barter more than you'd expect.
Okay,
Um,
and how much
now
would that be?
it's a sonic kiln. It's a specialized high energy piece of equipment. But I wouldn't say that it's particularly dangerous. What are some other things that you would expect to be able to do with the sonic kiln?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that comes up to do with harmonies, right? I might need to harmonize. Would be actually pretty good for the sun catcher. What's the name of Celeste's ship?
Sundrake.
For Sundrake, because there are some of the parts that actually need to be harmonized. I've been doing it by basically by hand, by yelling and singing at it, but the sonic kiln would actually be very much appreciated.
Faster, probably a bit more accurate.
Yeah,
exactly.
Not
that you're not, you know, tonally accurate with your voice, but
yeah, but there are limits. It's a human voice. And
sure.
it's not quite a human voice. I have enhancers built in, but you know, also I really should wonder what it would happen if I put Corinne's motivator through a sonic kiln. She's been asking me about that for a while now.
So okay, sounds like you use this as largely an engine and technology tuning device. Nyuk nyuk.
Yep.
So
yeah,
it does a lot of pretty in-demand stuff.
Yeah.
And definitely, if you get this job, that could mean a lot of jingle for you. So I'm going to say that usually this costs about 3 barter, but this time it's going to cost you 4.
That will drop me to 1 barter, but you know what? I always wanted to have this thing, right? And I think I have not the greatest impulse control when it comes to shiny new things. So, yeah, come here, shiny little kiln.
Yeah, definitely put that in your gear or workspace. Or both.
I'll put it in my workspace. It's worth a lot.
It's worth a lot.
Barely afford it, but you know what? I have a sonic kiln now.
Yep. And I will definitely try to make it worth your while in the callbacks and so forth.
Oh.
So there's that. You've gotten your sonic kiln. I'm just gonna mark that green for you in my own personal notes that you can't see.
And I will call on Jolo because this is heavy equipment, and I know I could use a graph thingy or hire me a droid, but I could also ask Jolo, and that would give me a chance to talk to him anyway.
So, all right, we're going to put the game on pause for a second and do new highlights. Before we start new highlights, I'm going to inform Alex. Alex, I let the game steal one of your barter for lifestyle.
Yeah.
Presuming that you would say, yes, I would like to be housed and not starving.
Yes.
Good. Cool. Then that's done with. And let's start with new highlights. So I'm going to let Donna start new highlights.
Who has the highest HX with me? It looks like both of you have +1. So I'm not sure. Is that dealer's choice or?
I believe so.
Yeah, if there's a tie, you choose a win.
Let's go. I do not remember who did it last time, so let's.
Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so let's go with Joe. Cartoon for order.
Okay, so I am highlighting a stat on you.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, I feel like I may have gained an extra XP than Or I forgot to mark one of them. I don't know. But anyway,
You gotta do your bookkeeping. I'm not your mom.
I will just accept that I have one more XP than I thought I had.
Fair enough.
Relester. I'm gonna highlight hot.
You know what?
That is marked.
I'm pleased to see this.
Some dealings. And some...
You know what? I'm gonna highlight Relesta's hard here. So
Okay.
there's that. Next up, Brother Scrimshaw.
So I tell someone to tell me, right? Okay, I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm totally undecided, and I do not. Oh yeah, wait, there's the HX thing, right?
Yes, yeah. You got to choose the person who has the highest HX with you,
which is Relesta, I think. No, it's not. It's not.
Oh, I get to do everyone.
It's you.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Weird.
Cool. Thank you. Like it.
and I'm gonna highlight your aunt. I'm feeling warm.
Okay.
Warm. Last up, Alex
Scrimshaw.
Yeah.
Brother Scrimshaw.
That's me.
Yeah, you get to highlight something on me.
I think I would like to highlight your you're cool. Yes, you're cool because you're an amphibious person and
cold-blooded. Cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Then those choices have been made, and one final choice. Alex, I believe that last session you were going to be palling around with Relesta and her Jedi passenger, and making sure that that Timon gets off of this station safely and soundly.
Yes,
now
the space mess.
Yes, I'm perfectly happy just glossing over the space mess delivery with just one simple question, which is, Relesta, where do you take that space mess? Where do you drop off this little boy so that his mommy and or daddy can pick him up?
I think. I think there's like the pre-dock staging. Is that like a physical, like pre-dock out there floating, or is that just a space?
So imagine in your mind's eye a soccer field, right? But it's in space and there's no ground. But somebody's painted a few lines on it, and a bunch of high school students have to stand on the lines and wait to be called. That's staging.
So it is like dropping someone off at the bus station, but only if they're definitely getting a pickup.
Only if they're definitely on a ship. Now, I'm perfectly happy saying that, like, you can radio some of these ships and be like, hey, do you need a space dumbass? Do you need somebody to mop your floors? Would you like somebody with particularly clever hands and discipline problems?
Oh, I'm not sure if too much time has passed, but remember that big kind of cruise liner that gave up waiting and just left? Could we like catch up with that?
Sure, I'm perfectly satisfied saying that you can catch up with them. It's a space liner. It's not fast. It's just big. So yeah,
and that will guarantee he's not coming back for a while, right? And that is our main objective
probably
here.
Either he will be put to good use, or he'll be on their brig, and it's not your problem anymore. So dust your hands off, dock yourself back at your temporary location that Talu has cleared for you. And Timon is away. I've actually literally moved his NPC entry to the deceased/departed row. He has been escorted off of the station and told not to come back.
Jen, can you remind me who we bumped to get this berth?
You bumped Lufta Falfi, a smuggler who was pretty pissed about it. You get the feeling that you know her by reputation a little bit too. Like, you get the feeling that if she weren't ordered off immediately, she would have been waiting for you on the docks to spit in your face. Kind of an attitude. And, you
That's
know,
okay.
depending on how long she's been hauling her haul, maybe that's fair. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Either way, now that you've taken care of business, Jolo, are you going to continue palling around with Rolesta, or would you like to receive a call from Brother Scrimshaw and be pulled into doing some helping out of a friend?
I mean, Rolesta is hanging out with a Jedi.
She's probably safe.
Yeah. And I'll be safer not palling around with a Jedi. I mean,
that's probably true.
Jolo doesn't do the stupid things that get you your hand chopped off.
Oh, of course not. You're not going to be like,
he doesn't.
I'll definitely be the first person in the universe to nut a Jedi while he's not looking.
Yeah. So I think he's it's best just not to tempt fate. So if fate is going to offer a job moving a box rather than hanging out with a Jedi.
Yeah. No, these things are wise. Excellent. Well, I am going to establish scene with Rolesta a bit first before wheeling the camera back to Brother Scrimshaw and his, frankly, pretty exciting work. Hopefully he'll tell you all about it. So, Rolesta, you arrive back in the hangar, bid Jolo farewell, and Master Ravina is basically right there, right on time, ready to board your ship. Any special instructions that you give him?
No, I mean, he'd like a Jedi Master, used to have his own ship, so I'm very specifically telling him that he is a passenger and not renting my ship with me as a babysitter. But I think he can sit in the, kind of co-pilot back seat in the tandem cockpit.
Right. As long as he doesn't grab the yoke.
Yeah. Do not eject me, Master Jedi.
Understood. You learned that that Master Jakaba still has her own ship, but she's using it right now to inspect some of the outer asteroids that used to be separatist bases.
Oh, okay. Alone?
Certainly, I don't see what the problem would be.
Oh, well, if she gets into trouble, then
it's her responsibility to evacuate and let me know.
Sure. I mean, hey, it's not like I'm flying around with a wingman, so, who am I to judge?
It's a routine inspection.
And those always go so smoothly.
Of course. Except when they don't.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Relesta, you know that Master Revenue's Padawan is Madar, a young Zabrak man. What sort of interaction have you had with Padawan Madar in the past?
And he is a bit of a shit stirrer, right?
Yeah,
always starting.
He very specifically likes to start shit with Master Chakaba's Padawan. There have been at least a couple of public and semi-public fights between them. Not quite like lightsabers out in a public area kind of a fight, but other sort of dick-waving conflicts.
I think he had me kind of moved on because I was not in a designated eating area while having my lunch one day. And you know that this is not the way it's supposed to be.
Wow.
What? Everything has its place, he said. And
wow.
It was like, I don't know, being at school or something, like being in elementary school, being in kindergarten, maybe. And I mean, maybe I was hanging around Jolo a bit too much. There was an urge within me to not take any of that shit, but I said, no, I will retain my bodily integrity by not having bits of it chopped off, and I will walk back and hope there's a seat free in the dining area. So yeah, I guess yeah, that's the kind of, I guess we call it chicken shit nonsense that we have experienced with the Padawan.
Wow, what an uptight prig. Oh, I just want to see him dunked in oil or something. Fried up like a fritter. Incredible. Thank you for that absolutely trash vignette. What a shithead. Excellent. So yeah, you're taxiing out, you're passing by the standby lines as Master Ravinu gives you relatively non-garbage to follow instructions. You know, they're right on that line where it's like, this guy has piloted a ship, so he knows how to talk about quadrants and degrees of off-quadrant maneuvering and so on, but he's still him. It's still kind of annoying to listen to him talk even. And while you're sort of plotting your navigation around the station, Talu pings you on the radio.
Hey, Talu.
Hey, Erlesta. Have you seen a vessel moving in the standby lanes? It would be probably just another Hawk class, just a little smaller than your average freighter. In fact, a little smaller than your average light freighter. We keep getting balkers who leave standby without updating Central. And I'd just like to see if I can get any visual contact to narrow down the list.
Oh, well, let me take a look.
Thanks.
So I'm not sure if that's on scanners or like a Mark 1 eyeball out of viewport.
The moves don't care. Feel free to imagine that it is a combination of both.
Yeah. So I think maybe because I don't want to get out of my seat with someone else in the co-pilot seat, I will do like maintain my velocity, but just flip my ship around to just do a kind of a 360 scan.
You're pretty sure that Master Revenue's stomach is moved not at all. It's just like, a Tuesday. Excellent.
Hmm.
So yeah, you maneuver around the ship. What kind of move would you like to engage here? You want to read a sitch? Would you like to?
This, I guess, is it a charge situation? I guess if we're
It's
talking
kind
about
of it's
moving,
kind of not.
yeah.
So, or at least it isn't unless you say, "I think this is charged. I want to roll."
Uh, so maybe it's not charged. Maybe the move here is actually reading revenue. Right, just seeing how he reacts to the kind of conversation I have with Talu and the moves I make with the Sundrake, and like spotting uh, this freighter is kind of just by the by. Does that sound like something?
Sure. Okay. Oh, that is a 10. That is a good roll. You get 3 questions.
So I wonder if I could hold these for the duration of our trip together.
Absolutely.
As we, pitter
Absolutely.
patter around the place and just chat. I mean,
Mhm.
just chat seems a little bit light for a Jedi Master, but
He's not like against chatting.
yeah. So do I spot this freighter treading the line, or
Doesn't seem to be anything that's bounced out. It's possible that they're long gone already.
Yeah.
And
yeah, Talu, Sundrake back at you. No sign of any people doing what they oughtn't.
well, all right then. I guess I'll have the buoys do a control ping again and get yelled at by. What was the tally? He's clearly like he's not the only person in control. He's just head of control. So you know that there are at least like 5 or 6 other radio professionals on board with him. It's like how many? What are they? What's the kind of droid that astromechs? How many astromechs squawked swear words into our feed after that? 75, sir. Fair enough. Do it.
Well, let me know, Talu, if you want me to track down the criminal responsible for astromechs squawking in your ear.
Don't waste your time. Thanks for the favor. Talu out.
And yeah, so I'll go back onto my normal attitude, at least the Sundrake's normal attitude,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of quirk an eyebrow at Master Revenue and say, always something. This snarl up on the docking base is really causing a lot of hassle.
Ripley Station is a very busy and chaotic station, even at the best of times, but I agree that the chaos has increased quite a bit in the past couple of weeks.
So, what was the deal with your ship? I mean, I know it's been destroyed, but
Did I hint at why at all last session?
it just got exploded in the explosion, I think.
Yeah, I think that's basically it. He's like, oh, I was docked in the naval station. My ship was quite close to the initial explosion.
No, but you have to tell me about your ship. Like,
Oh,
name, history, quirks.
God, it was called the Left Hand. I inherited it from a previous master.
Is there also a ship out there called the Right Hand? And you never talk?
Actually, I believe that the Right Hand was destroyed a few hundred years ago. It's a pretty old ship. It's a pair of Jedi luminaries had them commissioned together. So they would work together frequently. Wish that Master Chakaba and I could have that kind of relationship, but unfortunately we disagree. But sometimes that is the nature of a right hand and a left hand, I suppose.
You disagree, like, fundamentally, or?
Well, it's not like she's a Sith or something. But we aren't always of accord. But I do respect her opinion and hope that with age and more wisdom that she'll come around.
So you think, obviously, that you're right and she's wrong?
That does tend to be the nature of disagreements. Do you want to spend any of your hold?
I am wondering what, I guess, in relation to this disagreement, revenue is really feeling.
Okay. You get the sense that while they disagree, Revenue doesn't feel particularly unsettled by the disagreement. You know, it's not that it isn't necessarily that serious, but he's got this strange confidence about it. You get the sense that even though they disagree, he basically still always gets his way. And so, really, what he's looking forward to, well, it's not even that. How do I best put this? He would absolutely, wholeheartedly, and happily mistake not hearing disagreement again for disagreement not existing. Is sort of the feeling that you get out of this.
Okay. I think I'm going to kind of, let that sit for a while and then ask about his Padawan.
Young Madar, he requires a certain amount of seasoning and compassion. He is a rough young man.
Seasoning and compassion.
Uh-oh. Oh dear. Donna's frozen. Oh, you're back. After seasoning and compassion, you cut off.
Oh, yeah, I said that was quite the indictment.
If it's an indictment, it's mostly of myself. I need to instruct him. Not more strictly, perhaps, but certainly better. He's not adjusting as well to living in a more civilian environment than I'd hoped.
Well, that is true.
This is Jen laughing, not Revenue. I don't think he'd laugh about that.
That would be inappropriate.
That sure would be inappropriate. And he gives you a few more coordinate directions, and you find yourself approaching. What is this called? Yes. So you find yourself on the outer skin of the hydroponics section of the station. So a lot of, because this is Star Wars and it has to be really visual, right? A lot of these metal and glass, or at least glass-like bubbles, right? Protruding from the station's construction and design, including a intake-outtake point, basically a specialized docking point for ships that are specifically fitted to pump water. Because why make a pipe? This is Star Wars. Make a spaceship do it. If a pipe does it, it's boring. If a spaceship does it, it's cool. Yep. And
we all voted for that, right?
Well, we all voted for it. This is Star Wars. It's supposed to be Star Warsy. And Revenue asks, "Are you equipped to dock with that?" This is up to you.
Seems unlikely.
Revenue goes, that's fair. There aren't really.
I can get us real close,
Excellent. Well, I am equipped for a brief spacewalk as well. He says,
Okay.
Just totally flat affect. He means it 100%. He's going to jump into space and go through the water intake lock.
I'm better him than me.
Like a fucking Jedi, just like some kind of Jedi asshole.
I mean, of course you are, is what I'm thinking. Like,
yep.
The fuck.
Yep. And on that note, I'd like to call a quick bio break. Let's take 5 minutes, refresh ourselves, re-up our teas and waters, and meet back to see how Scrimshaw and Jolo are doing. All right.
building my boxes.
Nice.
Well, I'm scraping off all the mold lines stuff. And I've done all the barrel parts and all the small box parts scrapings, so they can be glued when I have time. And I've nearly done all the scrapings from one of the big crates of 1 of 3.
Yeah, I ordered some different molds from Green Stuff World.
Oh yeah,
they have like a stonework buildings mold and a sci-fi buildings mold.
They're like the rolls or like actual molds?
Like actual molds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I have some of the rolls too. They're great. Yeah. But I'm basically just dumping plaster into them and waiting to have enough parts to actually build something.
Cool. Yeah, I've it's not a Warhammer thing, but the Unmatched game that I've got a few sets of that is like got card things, miniatures, quite simple. Definitely on the board game end of the scale of miniature stuff rather than the wargaming.
Right.
I finally, I had once like ordered before, and they were like the version that had Muldoon from Jurassic Park versus 3 Velociraptors.
Wow.
And of course you can mix and match all these sets, so I can have, you know, my Dracula versus Velociraptors or whatever.
Okay.
And I had it ordered, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have it in stock at the end of the month. And then the day before, they were like, actually, no. 3 more weeks.
Rough.
And this went on for about 6 months. And then we were like, actually, no, we're not getting any in. Sorry. I found somewhere else and ordered them, and they should be. They're in you know, what's it called?
Sounds like they kept getting allocated.
Import place at the moment, waiting to come in through
nice.
You know, customs. That's it.
Nice.
Through customs, and then I will have my Velociraptors. And they can go with my Dr. Sattler versus the T-Rex set. Or whatever nonsense I want to combine it with. Daredevil versus Velociraptors.
If you're looking for, you know, 28 mil-ish dinosaurs, there's a nice French company that do, you know, kind of kids' toys, which are really well done.
Okay.
Those the ones that are like 20 pounds, $20 per kind of, and they're all pre-painted.
Yeah, so like the T-Rex is, you know, big.
I mean, the one that comes in my miniature one is like to scale with the other miniatures, so it's like the only one that's this tall, and everyone else is like around the boat in the one T-Rex.
I played a lot of dinosaur hunting pulp games in my day. In 2 scales, I also did 10 mil. Which is much more portable.
Yes.
But anyhow.
That's cute. That's cute. All right. Well, if we are all back, we're ready. Let's jump back into it. So, Scrimshaw, you called Jolo. How does that go?
I imagine it goes fairly well because we have good sound systems, and I will tell Jolo, hey, Jolo, I could need a hand with something. Would you be able to come by Dock 27 blah 13?
Is this a weapons job or?
No, it's just I just need someone to basically make sure that I don't mess up the transport of this very heavy thing.
The legal thing?
It's a legal thing, yes.
Legal. Okay. I got time.
Cool.
And then I just hang up.
Yeah, and I'll call I think I'll call Nay and tell her that Jolo's coming by and that she might want to see that we have something that he would like to eat or drink, right?
And he goes, "Oh, yeah, yeah. Let me just check the preserver here." And when Nay looks in your refrigerator, what's there?
Well, there's obviously blue milk in there.
Okay, good.
Just because it's Star Wars and you have to have blue milk.
Mammal stuff.
Yeah, it's not for you. It's for us mammals. What was also there is some cake for some reason. I think that might be Nay's. And there are some weird. Oh, there's obviously a Bibli mix, which is a sort of a mental mix, just not quite as good, but it's a local thing, right? You get a Bibli mix if you're here. It doesn't belong in the refrigerator, and I've told her that numerous times, but she likes them when they're really cold and pop. She says they pop more. And other than that, I feel that we have protein things, like stuff that you can make basic, put water on it, and you have a sort of what Ray does, right? Some of these portions.
Right.
And I would like to ask, I would like to ask Adana, what unusual thing would you find in that refrigerator?
I think there is something like an aquarium for Nalian's snacks.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, cool.
So,
Yep, there.
So a couple of live but maybe sluggish little guys in some kind of colorful brine, because Star Wars. Okay.
Yep. I mean, I would have gone with screeching eels. Every time you open the drawer and the light comes in, it's like, ah!
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do that every time.
Every time.
Ah!
Oh, I like it.
Okay, all right. Your fridge goes, ah!
I feel that's something non-mammalian that YOLO might appreciate.
So yeah, she gosh, how would you serve those? I mean, you can't serve them dead, right? You gotta serve them still alive, right, Alex? Right, Jolo?
Oh, I believe those like screeching eel things, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure like you have put maybe something with a lid, because even connoisseurs of them.
Yeah.
They don't want it all the time.
Nace figured something out though. Like she gets this little hook thing, right? And hooks one out and it screeches at her and she puts it looks like a tomato. She jams a tomato in its mouth and it's like and then she hangs the hook on a little special platter tray and it just sort of dangles there like trying to eat its way through the tomato. So that's the scene, I think, when you guys come back around to the workshop, as I assume that you're going to the workshop and then to the pickup.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Or you've gone to the pickup and
I thought we went to the back pickup and met there and then went back to the shop.
Yeah.
I think I think while I'm like, how big is this thing that I guess it's on a suspense.
It's pretty big.
But I guess on a suspenser or something.
It's on suspenser. It's just pretty unwieldy and hard for one single person. It can be moved, but it's kind of got to bump into a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So you've been having kind of a time maneuvering this object through different hallways with different.
I'm waiting for Joe.
Coming through.
But yeah, for the two of us, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Nay's like, welcome back. I've got some snacks, Bibli mix, and something special for you, Jolo. And water.
Look over the box. I've been pushing. Like,
The eel gives a lively twitch.
There's a eyebrow raise. Like, yeah. Shrug. Yeah, that'll do.
High praise.
Feel that's a
So-
rousing endorsement coming from you, Dono.
So, just because I didn't have anything on, time isn't free,
Yeah, I know.
Gun service?
Sure.
Mhm.
I got it. Nay volunteers.
Aye. Dunk, 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 and dunk. On some free space.
4 of them. Okay.
On that note, I might want to talk to you about something else, Jolo. Might talk terms, but let me first explain what I want.
Okay. And I start to roll.
And I will show you the crystals and say, look, the naval base, they're sort of infected by this shit. And that needs to be gone, but they don't know how to do it. I might have an idea, but here's where you come in. I need an expert in carbonite freezing, and I think the brick master of your guild might be just the
They do it enough, yeah.
just the person to give me the expertise I need to try and basically freeze up these crystals so that they don't grow, that they don't go on growing and explode the entire station.
They charge more for their time than I would.
I know. You an expert in carbonite freezing?
No.
Mm.
So you want me
Also,
to?
I would like for you to maybe put the idea to them, because I don't know them that well. I will obviously make a trade for the knowledge, but I also feel that it might be in the common interest to have a station not explode.
I mean, common interest isn't usually the best argument with bounty hunters.
I know, but still.
I'll
I spend a lot of, I just spend most of my funds actually on this kiln that we need for the experiment. To be frank, I can't need it for other stuff, but I always wanted one.
It's lovely. I have no idea what it is, what it does.
It's still in
Big
its
box.
box. It's still in its box, Joel. It's I'm sure
Outside of the box, in all its glory, it's amazing.
I agree that it is a lovely box. So. And thank you for your help.
I gotta go and check the boards anyway. Obviously, there's the board that you can check, but if you actually go in person, you can get like the rumors and the hidden problems with a bounty that might not come up on the data pads.
And then I will ask you, Joel, is there a way you think that I can convince this guy that this might actually be in his own best interest to help here? And you know him better than I do. Him or them?
Oh, where else did I go?
Doesn't say. We'll go with them. Well, there's a guy that says the guy who was freezing carbonite,
Yeah,
so I
it's
get
the guy. Yeah.
him. Okay.
Well, he doesn't get much glory being behind the desk, but maybe convince him he's the one saving the whole station single-handedly with his knowledge and stuff. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. It's better in than common good, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And mean, if you had more credits left over before the other way of convincing people. But...
Yeah, but I feel that I might have some credits after I finish this job. I don't think they will pay me before I can actually save the station.
Yeah.
I mean, they might pay very handsomely
can't eat
for
future credits.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
I kind of check the data pad, see it. Did it show who? Like maybe I can see who's in at the guild at the time, at the moment, or
who's
or
like
is
available?
Or would it just always be? Would the Brigmaster just always be there?
The Brigmaster's just always there. Brigmaster's a pretty stationary position, like him, Cha-Cha-D, Barrister Jakor. Those guys are TBD, the droid. They're basically always there, especially TBD. If the Brigmaster's not there, it's because he's asleep or something in his home or whatever.
I'm like, I slide the empty plate dish from myself and stand up and like, well, I guess this ship station exploding crystals isn't a problem that's going anywhere right now without any hard work. So now,
yeah, now would be good. I mean, I have to unpack the kiln, but yeah, now would be good.
Nay's like, I'll get it after I'm done with these guns. But these two are finished, she says.
I will grab the two that are finished.
You get to pick.
I will go for the either end of the spectrum with my big ass vibro knife and a sonic grenade launcher.
Okay, all right.
I will leave the two most practical, versatile ones will be left.
Excellent. All right, and you head out. Jolo, have we talked about what it's like, sort of just outside and inside the Bounty Hunters Guild before?
I think it has like big kind. The doors are open, but they are like big kind of bulkhead, reinforced, very impressive doors. Maybe more like into some sort of like Great Hall, but Star Wars.
Right. But big long tables.
Yeah, there's like actually I think once you get in, it's almost like you're going to like the DMV. There's like little lines to queue up to a little booth.
Windows.
There's like a very reinforced little booth with
Cha-Cha-D
with Cha-Cha-D on the other side.
Yeah.
And probably there's some panels that bounty hunters know will deploy gun turrets, and maybe like a little wall of fame of dead bounty hunters. There's always dead bounty hunters.
Oh man.
I think it's less wall of fame. It's just you're a bounty hunter and you died. You can go on the wall.
Wow. Rolesta, do you know anybody who went on the wall?
Do I know anyone who went on the wall?
I mean, going on the wall, you'll definitely go on the wall, but there's definitely some names that are like, oh, they were impressive.
Like if you impressed people, you stay on the wall for a pretty long time. If you didn't impress people, you go up on the wall for a month or two. Yeah.
I think the last mission we flew as a crew in our little plucky freighter was putting in a bounty hunter into worse than no win kind of situation. And I think they got the bounty, but got themselves, and the kerfuffle is what kind of grounded our freighter for the final time.
Oof. Oof. Well, I'm gonna make a dead NPC. Nehru Connor. There we go. Thank you for your delicious details. So you head inside. Cha-Cha D is there, waves you up. There are a couple of people who have clearly already waited in line, and they're just waiting for another door to open to take them inside. Two bounty hunters with two perps. Let's see, are there anybody?
Is this our first showing of Hooney?
No, Hooney is not present. Hechak Ba is actually just leaving one door and says, "Hey, credits in the mail." Which she's not lying. You check your data pad and there it is. So add 1 credit to your sheet. She
Appreciate it.
Yeah, nods to Scrimshaw. Good day. And then after a bit of a lingering glance, because Scrimshaw's pretty, she goes about her day.
Cha-Cha.
Hey.
Is powering in?
Puppering is, yeah, he's in.
What mood is he in?
General's the decision maker. He's in a pretty good mood, actually. I think one of his nephews just won some kind of tournament thing.
Got a potential client for him.
She looks behind you at Scrimshaw. Goes,
You mind if I go back?
sure, take it on. Make sure to keep an eye on him, says because he's not guild. No
I'll
offense.
vouch for him.
Good. I figured you wouldn't bring anybody here you didn't vouch for.
Go to the side door, tapping with my claws, tapping a code.
Mm-hmm.
And go into a back room into, I guess he's got some sort of, I imagine smoke. It would be vapory, like misty ground from the carbonite freezing process.
Yeah.
Machine.
Yeah, he's got a bigger office than might ordinarily be deemed necessary because the carbonite freezing process is just kind of intensive. It's chilly in the room for obvious reasons. There are actually 2 carbonite units here, which isn't unheard of for a carbonite installation that is owned by somebody who is legally supposed to have it. Unlike other examples that we have perhaps seen in other works. He's also got his own sort of workstation. As the Breakmaster, he's also got to keep an eye on, for instance, some jail cells where still warm, moving around type prisoners are. But you notice that like one of the screens is on this particularly like colorful, charming animation, like the kind of, imagine a newsletter that was 3/4 clip art by volume made by a church lady, right? But now make it Star Wars. And that's what's going on that screen. And he's like humming to himself pleasantly. And I said, oh, Jolo, kitty.
Whoa, that kitty grew.
Oh,
Hello.
oh, snuggling.
Oh,
Stop everything. We love cats.
yep.
It's cat time.
Yep.
Oh, it's cat time. Oh, she's cute.
Hello, kitty.
Oh. She's serious about this. These are mandatory cuddles.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the snuggle break now.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I love the
Finding a landing
fur.
spot. You look like
Mhm.
you're finding a landing
It's got
spot.
that gray.
I mean that
Yep.
little bib
that gray
that
mane. That bib, yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
Have I got
bit.
drool? She drools. No,
Um,
don't think so.
Okay.
that
okay.
means she likes you. It's a mammal thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you doing good?
Yeah.
All right.
Purring.
Jolo, good to see you. And guest?
Brother Grimshaw.
Right.
Purring.
Big Master.
What can I do for you?
I have heard of your expertise with carbon freezing. I assume that the rumors are true and that you're actually very good at this.
Absolutely. 1,000 procedures, 0 failures.
That is amazing. Have you ever frozen a crystalline creature?
I'm not sure if the guild has ever hunted any crystalline life forms. He like makes himself a quick note just as a curiosity, rubs his chin. In theory, though, it would work. Yes, I think you just have to modulate a few measurements, and he rattles off some science fiction gobbledygook. Yeah, no, that would work. That would function.
Mm.
However, of course, I can't freeze any life form without a proper cause. For instance, a medical need of some kind, or of course, prison transport, or the execution of a sentence of detainment for a particularly dangerous individual.
Of course not. To tell you the truth, I'm not looking to freeze. I'm not entirely sure if this would actually qualify as a life form. It is a crystal that will grow, that I fear that might overgrow some structures, and I would try to stop that. And I feel that I would need, at one point of the procedure, I envisioned, freeze it with carbonite. Carbonite seems the easiest way to stop the crystalline splitting. And I'm spewing some science fiction crystalline structure, growth, blah blah, matrix things back.
So a hexagonal development matrix and all right.
Yeah.
But I'm still confused. What crystals? Where?
I will have brought a little sample, I think, just to, show. I found some of these growing somewhere where they weren't supposed to, and I would like to figure out how to get rid of this, and then propose or sell the method of this to the Navy, because I think they're the ones who have the problem with it. It's not advertised as such, but as I need expertise, I feel that it would be foolish not to explain the full extent of the problem here.
Is there anywhere place warmer to stand? Joel is not enjoying.
There's an exhaust seat right there. It'll warm you up. He's not wrong. It's quite nice. You're a pro, so you stand there with your back to it because that warms you up faster. He says, well, you do seem to understand your crystalline development, and that actually does have some interesting parallels with the carbonite process and freezing generally. So I do think we could work together very effectively. If this is in predication of a job with the Navy, that by itself gets you past the barrier, because I can't really engage these devices for no good reason, even with, I would never receive permission from the guild. But with this sort of interest, I think that I could utilize one of my 2 units. But that should be in about and he gives you this entirely fucked time estimate. It is significantly longer from now than you would ever want.
I will sigh and look disappointed and say, well, the growth rate of the crystals, and I will give him my estimate. It's an honest estimate. If it is in the upper realm of the possibilities, like a bit faster, they might actually go slower, but they might not. So you will understand that this is a matter of some urgency, because if you look at the sample, I have brought with me to workshop a crate of this, and I give him the measurements of the crate. And this is not all there is. There's a lot. Understand that you as a professional will not want to rush into this thing, especially since this is more for future gain than for immediate gain. But I feel that the risk involved in letting this go unchecked is quite high, actually. Even though this is nothing that I'm telling you, and again, full disclosure, is really official. I will, however,
no, you haven't secured the work yet.
What don't I have secured?
The work, the job. You have not yet contracted with the Navy for this.
No, I have a contact who gave me this because he was worried, but the Navy themselves have their heads in their asses about the whole thing. But I feel that I gave him my estimate of how explosive the situation actually is. That might expedite things, and but it also might mean that they still want to debate this, and the Jedi Master, who's currently flying around somewhere, is also interested in the situation. And do not know if they would make it better. Actually, I have a feeling that
They
they
do
might
cut
want
through
to.
red tape.
They
Hmm.
do, but they do cut through red tape with a lightsaber, and what other damage that might leave was kind of. Also, I feel that if the Jedi were humming at these things, that might actually make them grow, because these are crystals. Jedi know nothing about crystals. I mean, besides from the kyber crystals, that they are very much unlike the kyber crystals.
I'm not really aware of any particular Jedi rituals. No opinion there.
No. Look,
I feel like it's time to engage with a move.
yes, I
I feel
think
like
I
it's
will.
time to do something.
Yeah, I feel like I want to roll with the thingy move. I will offer, other than the fact that the station might explode if we don't do anything, I will offer him some free services from my shop on whatever technology might require such a service.
I don't mind helping on the roll by just going occasionally.
Yeah.
At the end of
Yeah,
something.
I feel
Yeah,
that
I
that
mean,
is.
even if you weren't in this scene, I was going to let you help on this role because of the advice about his personality that you gave and checking in with Cha-Cha up front about Brigmaster's mood. So feel free to roll. I believe this is a manipulate someone.
Yeah, it is. It goes with hot, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Don't think I even need to do a roll.
No, but you help. I mean, without your introduction, I wouldn't have gotten here. So, and I think your occasional outside of rolling, that was still helpful.
He goes, all right. I think I can leverage this in a suitable way. And I'll even give you a steep discount on the use of my services. Let's say 2 barter for the job, the whole job.
Okay, I will find I will give you one up front, and then I need to do something to get the rest of the money, but the rest of the barter. But you will have it.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And do you give him that first barter?
I will, yes.
Right there? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
all
sure.
Right. Yeah. I mean, aid secured.
Aid secured, and now I need a job.
Yeah. Like I think as we're going out, it's like, so the box and this. Do you have any credit in the bank now?
No, I don't. I have the box, but I think I can find a job. I think maybe.
While you're like talking, probably like talking to Jolo. Jolo is now looking up the big board. There's obviously the big data board thing of bounties. And, and ignoring you.
Yep. Gosh, let's.
I mean, he's probably still going, but he's obviously looking at the big board.
Yep. Yeah. Here, let me. The only thing I'll roll dice for right now. It's on the big board. Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's some Wookiee on the loose. Not the Wookiee from the low rent casino who's, starring in the Punch the Wookiee event later today. Different Wookiee. Really gnarly looking specimen.
What's the crime? Or the reasoning?
Flat out terrorism. Looks like they've blown up a few depots. Yep, highly dangerous, wanted dead or alive. Pretty hefty bounty. Let's see, another Another standout is human slicer, wanted alive, any computing equipment on their person as intact as possible. Good comparable bounty. And then, you know, your usual ragtag assembly of robbers, dipshits, speed hooners, that kind of thing.
You think she'll be done with my guns?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she
Well,
will be done with the guns when we come back.
We'll need them. He's noted
Seen
down.
Seen
notes.
anything? Seen any job you like?
Might try the Wookiee.
Oh well, that sounds dangerous.
Hence the guns.
no. And then your data pad gets a ping, actually.
Who are you addressing?
Jolo, in fact.
Okay.
Giolo looks at his datapad.
It's a message from Daydreamine, the pit boss at the Accretion Starred Casino. Marked high priority.
I'll meet you back at your workshop. And I just then walk off, leaving you. And a scene or two later, I will be there.
Yep. Brother Scrimshaw, I think with a handshake and a little bit of politely ignoring him singing to himself, you can take your leave from Pop Ring and probably.
Is he a good singer?
Huh?
Is he a good singer?
Oh God, no, he's terrible.
Oh well, okay.
Oh, it's bad.
Mm.
Oh, it's bad.
Okay. Well then, take my leave.
And I assume that you're probably off to see Sergeant Ryaka again.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Maybe I can get some funds from him, and if not, I have to do a gig or two.
Fair enough. I think, however, we're going to bounce back to Relesta and see how she and Sundrake are doing.
Yeah, so I guess if Master Revenue wants to pop a hatch and swim around in space.
And he just does it. He, he exits your ship, force jumps across the void. Although you got him really close. It's like, did he force jump? Did he really? You don't know. Gets inside of the hatch, has that dorky rebreather thing, and swims around, and you're just there by yourself, chilling in space, parked in relative position, ready to ferry him back whenever he's done with his very moist vacation, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I will just try to keep station so that if he comes out in a hurry, the hatch is right there for him. And obviously with the dorky rebreather, he is not like in a spacesuit and able to talk back. So as tempted as it is to patter over the radio to him and annoy him when he can't respond, I will not. I will resist.
Yeah, as you're imagining how fun it would be to just leave him there and not come back, one of your sensor panels pings. picking up a spike of energy and a heat signature from very close by. There's some architecture of the station just a bit beneath you and ahead.
So is this energy spike coming from inside the station or like in this little jutting out bit?
It looks like it's coming out. It's outside the station.
Okay.
And it's just past it. As
Okay.
So you're a pilot, so I'm assuming that you think this way. So I'm just going to say it kind of seems like somebody in a ship has just fired. They're not shooting at you. It sounds like they've just fired up their engines.
Okay.
And they're shooting off, but why would they be there?
Yeah.
Specifically, what do you do?
Well, obviously I don't want to like park in someone's tailpipe, but as close as I can, I'm going to take a look. I'll, let Master Revenue know. Just taking a look at something. Let me know when you're on your way out, and press the button twice or whatever. We have a signal, I'm sure.
Yeah, This is Star Wars, so I'm sure that even though he has the stupid rebreather in his mouth, he can still talk to you over radio because, otherwise you can't see the actors' faces or hear them, and like.
Movie logic, or logic. Jedi logic, maybe.
Jedi logic, right.
He could talk, he could send me a signal with his mind.
Probably not, but
okay.
But still, very. I assume that some dumb Star Wars technology that's very good at something impractical instead of very good at something that you'd want, that exists. So he's confirms, he understands his search is going fairly well so far. You don't know what that means, and he doesn't tell you.
Okay, so yeah, I will jet over to this mysterious ship.
Yep. You bank past, since you don't want to get right up their tailpipe, you actually accelerate and drift sort of outward to give them space. You enjoy some of the interesting motion available to the Sundrake because you're not in Atmo. Flying this ship in Atmo is very different. And you see this like very small freighter Hawk class ship thing,
matching Talu's query from earlier, right?
Oh, absolutely. It looks almost exactly like that. And in fact, since you are in visual range, you know that your ship can just get this ship's transponder codes unless they're jamming or something, which so far sensors don't indicate they are.
Yeah, well, I will ping them and I will kind of relay that back to Talu at control.
Yep. And the ship tries to take the hell off, actually. What do you do?
I mean, yeah. I mean, taking the hell off is my first instinct after it, but leaving a Jedi Master to drown,
he's got a breather.
He's probably
be able to be fine for hours, probably.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of hang back a little because it's it's kind of nimble freighter, but I don't really know what it's up to. So I'm gonna tag it and follow it along, and then wait to hear back from Talu if he has any extra intel about what the hell is going on with this ship.
As soon as it looks like you're following, it makes this very acrobatic dip and maneuver and tries to clip into you. Or doesn't have weapons? I mean, this is Star Wars. Every spaceship has weapons, or else it's not a spaceship. What's wrong with me? It fires on you.
Okay. I was about to wonder, are we getting into some
Now,
cat and mouse action? But no.
ooh, I like that. I like the cat and mouse action. I think that's fun. I think that doing that with vehicles really interests me a lot more than pew pew guns time. So let's back up a little and do the more fun thing.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, if it's like turning on me straight away, then maybe I am the mouse. And if we're not sure, then maybe we roll the if we're not sure move. What do you think?
What would make you the mouse or the cat?
Well, actually, if you're the mouse, you are trying to escape. So that is definitely maybe not.
You're
me.
the cat. You're the cat.
Yeah, okay.
So you're the cat. Roll plus cool.
Okay. That's a 9.
Nice. Let's see here. On a hit, you catch your prey out. On a 7 to 9, you've had to follow them where they wanted to go. They say where. All right, let's see. Where would they want to go in this situation? Let me paw over some more station details for just a moment. Yeah, okay, let's go with the less dumb boom boom Star Wars thing and say that the ship leads you back into the standby zone, actually, through some relatively let's not be total cowards. Some relatively risky maneuvers, weaving through some ships in and out, and then you see up something get fired, and for a second you're like, oh no, I've got to dodge. What is this? A drone or something? Shit. And it's a person with a jetpack and a full helm, and all of the suitage that they would need to not die from doing this, and the little hatch from their ship that maybe there's a bit of glow coming off of it. Did they have to blow it? It doesn't seem like something somebody would do to their own ship, but who knows. As this smaller target starts to weave into the standby ships and find much easier places to hide.
Okay.
But you do still have them. So what should I say? What should I say that is more fair to your role, to the success that you made? You know exactly who that is.
Okay.
It's Huni, the bounty hunter.
Okay.
You dead ass spotted him. You got the perfect see past the glare on his mask angle.
Okay, cool.
And you're not sure what he's doing. It's pretty easy to ping some of the nearby ships if you want to. I'm going to let you sort of choose how you react with that information.
I'm not going to do anything terribly aggressive towards him, because I guess he could be working, right? I'm assuming he is working. But I'm going to put out an alert to ships that there's an unpiloted freighter in the holding zone, and
Yep.
maybe tell Talu that they can send over like
Yeah.
an astromech to.
Scrimshaw, what's the worst thing that could happen with an unpiloted freighter in this area?
Oh, wow. There are a lot of stuff, but I mean, the station has shields, but there is this outlying repair thing from the naval base, right? So I know what could happen, right? With fuel freighter, could run into fuel freighter. Well, it was coaxium. Boom. I mean, that could throw the station out of its orbit, throw it into the asteroids, and well.
I mean, that's a bit higher stakes than I'd aim for.
Yeah, okay, but you asked me what's the worst thing.
That is the worst
What's
thing.
the worst thing that happened?
Yeah,
Wait a
okay,
minute.
I did ask you the absolute worst thing. Especially since the Navy is using stuff here. Relesta, that sort of image flashes through your mind for a moment, but then also you go, wait, but they'd shoot it down, but then the debris would knock into dozens of ships.
Yeah.
So that's also pretty bad.
That is also pretty bad. But that would be gunfire coming from the station and not from, say the Sundrake.
Yeah, like the station's level of fire or a large naval ship's level of fire, definitely that kind of fire. Your kind of fire, will probably be fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna, with all of these nightmare scenarios going through people's heads who are parked out here,
and Talu,
and Talu, I'm gonna say, why don't I take care of it, Talu? If you give me authorization for free fire, I will knock it out.
All right, good shooting. And the authorization notification comes up on your screen, your HUD.
Yeah.
You are ready to go.
Okay. So I did my homework. I armed up the Sundrake. So the Sundrake now has twin ion cannons.
Nice.
Which are kind of machine gun stats, 3 harm, close fire, and then tags precise and slow. So I think they take some cycling time to do a second salvo.
Okay, yeah.
But precise seems to be working out for me right now.
Precise is probably pretty good. Let's see, what kind of trying to figure out what kind of move kind of fits this the best. I feel like this might be a deal with bad terrain kind of a situation, but the results don't really map well.
Unless I'm...
Maybe this is overtake another vehicle, but in kind of a guns way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Or shoulder another vehicle if I'm like nudging it away from the danger zone.
Yeah, if you'd like that. Dealer's choice for this.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go with either one.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, unless it's seizing by force, which is like, but it's not fighting back, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's not fighting back. It's not really that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really do that, but like in either case, I'd absolutely let you use, for instance, combat driver to apply to this.
Yeah.
Would you say that you've hedged your bets here?
I think I have.
You kind of have. Okay.
I thought about it. I asked for permission.
You thought about it. You asked for permission. So yeah, you're not going to get +1 armor for this. I would definitely let the armor be contextual. For instance, like if it applies to you versus your vehicle, like both would work, but...
Yeah, okay. let's go with shoulder vehicle because I think like I'm trying to get it out of the danger zone, right? I'm not necessarily trying to do anything more than it, although that might result in it being exploded. Who knows?
Who knows?
So let me.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
What does this look like? You nailed it.
Okay.
Like, I describe what happens. I'm not interested in parsing any numbers on this. It's an unmanned ship. Tell me how cool it looks.
I think maybe it's a little bit, maybe it's kind of under thrust a little bit, and I just like slip kind of parallel to it and do kind of a flip until both of these ion cannons, line up perfectly with the two engines at the rear of this freighter, and just clip it off. Like the freighter is essentially unharmed, but now is lacking two engines. Or are those like engine nodules?
Yep. And with that taken care of, like, one of the towing droids for standby pilots is able to control that ship all by itself and get its momentum under control. And basically just give it a standby location. What do you do?
So
Paulu absolutely congratulates you over the radio.
And I guess, if because I did a broadcast of the situation, maybe the people that our bounty hunter is looking for are forewarned and forearmed, but I don't care. I'm gonna jet back to pick up Master Revenue and just if a certain bounty hunter wants to pick a bone with me, then he knows where I live, I'm sure.
Potentially. If he doesn't, he can find out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And Master Revenue radios you and says, I found it.
Great. Well,
I'm afraid that I won't be needing escort back. I'll need to take this through dry side to the head of aquaponics.
Okay, well, I'll see you around.
Thank you for your services.
The invoice is on its way to your office.
You hear the distinct sound of not being paid. Now, you still have, I believe, one hold left on Rita Person.
Yeah.
Would you like to spend it before the opportunity goes away?
Yeah, so I am so I'm asking, how can I get your character to? So I guess I'm going to say, well, I'll be back at my, birthing spot if you do need me for a job. And I guess the question is, how can I make sure that I keep that landing spot? Until I don't need it anymore.
You'll probably have to engage in some sort of squirrely administrative shenanigans.
If only I knew someone who was a squirrely administrator.
Yeah. Somebody who's a squirrely administrator, and if you told him that the Jedi was basically made the sound of you not getting paid for an escort job would go, uh-huh. Well, it looks like Master Jedi hasn't marked this work complete, so I guess you still have that berth for a little while longer.
Okay, that's sneaky enough for me.
Excellent. Excellent.
So I'll turn off the radio before I curse at him as I head back.
Yep. Yeah.
If only someone had warned me that Jedi were like this. I'm sure Jolo would.
Yeah. The sound of him not paying you was basically Master Revenue going, oh, this was a military requisition. I thought I made that clear at the beginning. My apologies.
Snigger, finger, shinger, snigger, finger.
You go back to your temporary, but not as temporary as before, berthing. Knowing that, at the very least, maybe you're not as annoyed as that smuggler captain that you bounced, Lufta. Hopefully there will be some kind of work for you. In the meantime, I think I want one more short scene with Jolo, and then we'll bring things to a close and do some feedback and bring this to a stop a little early so that Donna and Sabine have a bit of juice left for the call after this. That I know they're taking. Excellent. So Jolo,
Yeah.
you've got a priority message from Daedramine.
Be clear, that's the like pit boss for the fancy casino,
For the
or
fancy, expensive casino.
I
And
will
it's a meet
awkwardly
me
walk
on
into
location
the
kind of thing.
at the fancy casino, or you mean, or at somewhere else?
Let's just say that the fancy casino is big enough that there are multiple service entrances, and you are directed to sort of a vehicular load-in kind of service entrance. So don't worry, you don't have to worry about the social pressures of having to be in the same room with dozens of fancily clad mammalian money grubbers. But in fact, you're in a relatively familiar space of laborers and mechanics and other sort of staff as Day meets you there. And
you have a problem?
I do, and I hear that you're just the man for it. Well, Turtle? Good enough. You come recommended.
Yeah.
Walk with me. And she walks around.
Yeah.
And takes you through from one area to another. Well, it's a racetrack, actually, after going through a couple of different access tunnels. Then she gestures, we're doing this year's Bipley Cup. It's in just a few days, but unfortunately, we have a serious infestation of click rats.
You got an estimate on the numbers?
We're pretty sure that they've been laying in long enough that it's a full hive. We've evacuated all of the functioning pits. They're definitely in the utility ducts. They might be through a moisture exchanger.
Any other biological life in the sector that
Nothing that's supposed to be there. Let's put it that way.
so
We
I only have to worry about structural damage.
please keep it to a minimum.
No, I've got the tools for it.
We understand
I
that
don't want to. I don't like fumigate any high rollers accidentally.
for sure. Now I've got a technician to help review your work and assist you. She knows the layout, she knows the different systems that are involved, so she'll be able to take you through the specifics.
Maybe it's a whole hive. That's a big area.
Click rats are electrokinetic, just so you know. They make you go zap. And a lot of them in a group make you go zap very hard.
You on offer?
3 cred?
Can I try and haggle with a
Sure.
dead stare straight back? Uncomfortable amount of silence.
Yeah, let's give it a roll. I think you're manipulating somebody.
Is it manipulate? Yeah. Oh, I get to use the hot.
You get to use the hot. You get to work XP
with my hot sexy stare of -1.
Damn. All right.
I smolder with just silence, kind of, and letting it hang.
It goes on for a while.
I do not blink. I don't need to blink.
Right, you don't need to blink, but you're just about to maybe think about taking in a breath to say something, because you're like, she's about to balk at me. She's about to quit. Just the very, like, you start, and she's like, all right, 4.
A pleasure. You got a deadline?
Relesta wins the race.
The race.
Is it tomorrow or is it in 2 days?
I think it is 2 days, so like the day after the fight. So it's
okay.
a big draw.
Yep. So yeah, she lays that out for you.
In my head, I'm like thinking about the Wookiee job, but 4 credits is not to be sniffed at. So.
Hilariously, the Wookiee job is the same price. Bounty hunting guild pricing is fucked, to put it gently.
You got a deal.
All right. And she gives your hand a shake. And good work earlier.
Oh.
She's clearly talking about the collar of Taman.
Yeah.
And it's warmth without warmth. You didn't think it was possible as a cold-blooded reptilian creature for a mammal to do something like that, but boy, she gave you a chill. This is definitely the person who would have broken Taman's legs 4 ways. And she walks you into one of the pits for the race. Goes, Adari, we've got your assistance. Come on. And she looks up from some calculations that she was busy doing and goes, oh, hello. Oh, good. Thank you so much for coming. It's this way, I think. And I can show you some of the readouts that I've gotten from some of our surveillance systems and get started. And Day's like, great, bye. just immediately gone.
Are you a technician or an accountant?
I'm a technician, but it does help sometimes to use maths when you are trying to map out and estimate a few problems. So she brings up a map and points to a few things and lays out some of her estimates.
I'll read the situation.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. I got one. Let's see.
Yeah. Remember to give yourself your XP for rolling hot.
Yeah, and well, my expert turtle knowledge on what incredibly wrong information do I get? or how does this?
So yeah, she runs you through the explanation of what's going on twice. She says something about like how this racetrack has an amazing tracking camera system, but with all of the fluctuating electricity within the system, none of it's functioning right now. Not to mention, of course, that frankly, pit crew have been attacked already and will probably be attacked again, perhaps during the race, which could be lethal, which, you know, this part you get, but then she goes into where they might be and what their number might be, and your eyes kind of roll up into the back of your head. And I need to think of a hard move for you. A hard move that I can then go, and now that's it for the session. Goodbye.
That's a
tough one.
Yeah.
In fact, where's my...
I'm perfectly happy to be fast cutted into the middle of some infestation or...
Yeah, oh yeah, she puts a device into your hand and says, now remember how you're supposed to use this. And that's the access. I'll be right here, okay? And rather than admit that you weren't listening to most of what she said, you're like, okay, and you go inside.
And then we get the doors going thunk behind me, and I look at this thing like, what is it? Just turning it over like... And then take out a knife.
Yep. And then lots of squeak noises and some little zappy, sparky noises. And
I realize I really should have collected all my guns.
Dark hallway starts to fill with these little red pinpoints, and that session closed, and I need to call for a quick bio break.
Nope.
I will be right back.
I finished a space box.
Oh my god, it's how do I know it's a space box instead of a...
Well, it's a Warhammer box, so you know it's a Warhammer box because it has skulls.
Of course it. Where are they? Oh, there.
There's a skull there.
Okay, there is a skull
and there's
there.
A skull, 3 skulls there. And it's
are
the
they
little
the
cathedral-y
baddies?
bits.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. So.
That's not McDonald's, that's a cathedral. I see.
That makes me think it's, should be like a fully enclosed Space Hulk corridor.
I mean, I could not put little ends on, and it would make a nice little corridor thing. But yeah, I've got 2 more of these, so I could have one open. They're either going to be, just stuff hanging around, or I've got there's a tabletop war game called Gaslands, which is basically Mad Max car racing / battles. You take toy cars and then you modify them and make them rad.
Wow.
So, and you add spikes to their wheels with...
All those childhood dinkies are finally coming into their own.
Yeah. Or you go into toy shops and feel very grown up and buying and looking through all the cars to find the ones that like, oh, that would look cool, repainted and add spikes and similar. You feel very grown up doing that.
I mean, you could be buying them for someone else, right? No one would know any different except yourself.
Yes. I know I'm very grown up buying toy cars.
So that's not actual session close. We're gonna close scene on Jolo. Their actual session close is Rolesta sitting in the drunken gearbox, sipping a potentially alcoholic, potentially not beverage. And then there's a news bulletin that says that Captain Brax has been found dead in hydroponics.
Okay.
The Jedi are investigating. There's no need for alarm.
The second in command of the station, right? The Republican Navy guy.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I will. I'm sure pass comment when I meet up with Scrimshaw and Jolo that Jedi Master definitely found something.
Absolutely. I know how to spell alarm. I really do. I really do, she says as she deletes and retypes it multiple times. All right. Well, thank you again for another exciting session of Star Wars. This one felt a little back and forthy, but I am happy to do some feedback and talk about what went right and what we could look forward to next session. Stars and wishes. We'll start with stars, and I'm gonna start with Alex.
I really like the places we visited this session. They kind of, we got to see some nice, interesting sections of the ship. And I like that we got a little bit of ship action, some excitement and bounty hunters in space and Jedis leaping into tubes. And I still think my favorite part of the session might be just Rolesta not getting paid. Just the sound of not being paid might be my favorite. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry to do Rolesta like that, but that was the way it was going to be from the beginning. Game was rigged from the start.
Yeah. Also, the other silent sound of what was their name of Lufter for having their docking taken, and then their docking taken for even longer. Like
sad trombone noise.
Yeah.
They
were annoyed before, and then it's like, weren't they supposed to be back by that?
Yeah, she mad.
Yeah.
She mad.
Well, now I have something to trade, right? So.
Oh, yes. So you steal from me, and then you trade it back to me.
That'll fix her temper.
Totally.
Oh, yeah. Hello there. I get the leftovers from the vegan Italian place at the Lansing City Market. I'm excited. Very cool. Yeah, I realized that I had not been throwing Rolesta any red ink last session. Oh, Pupper.
There's a dog.
So fluffy.
Animal.
Looks a little like the sheep, but
tail to the face.
Wow.
We're going to see a head end, face end.
Yeah, well,
I saw a little bit of face. There she goes.
The nose. Was that an eye or the nose?
Probably.
That was the eye. But
Oh, okay.
no,
Yeah.
gone back to his couch now.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Well, Donna, do you have any stars today?
Yeah, it was a nice session. Some pew pew action, which is on brand, and was a bit of a mystery and a bit of a shenanigans. So yeah, all good. And yeah, I did enjoy seeing the kind of professional bounty hunter nonsense going on. And I think particular stars to all of our kind of cross pollination of ideas. If we weren't in the scene, getting details from other people was
Yes.
quite nifty.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Sabine, any stars for anybody?
Sure, I love the session. I love the Jolo being Jolo basically. So like I love Jolo staring down this other person. That was nice. Like yeah, I'm silent now. I don't need to blink anyway. So
Yeah. Don't need to breathe for another couple of hours. Don't need to blink.
Great. And I like seeing Relasta pilot a ship and doing some ship flying shenanigans. That is always wild to me. I also loved talking to this Twi'lek dude and talk him into helping me save the station. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's in it for me? Like enough?
Yeah, I know.
Enough. He's giving you a serious discount though.
Yeah, I know. I'm appreciative. Scrimshaw is appreciative, even though he's like, oh, I wish these people could.
You don't owe him more money yet, though. You'll owe him money after the job.
Yeah.
Just
but still need to make some money so I can move a little, because if I don't have money I can't move. So
can't move.
I want to be able to talk to people and, if necessary, bribe them, and I can't do that right now. And fair. I feel like, no, this is not a situation I'm comfortable with at all.
Fair. All right. Well, you did the last. Well, I've got more stars for myself. Sabine, I liked that you jumped in and requested details from other players about stuff. That was cool. That was fun. I like when players do that. I like the collaborative nature of this game and the way things felt. I liked the way Alex fleshed out the Bounty Hunters Guild. I liked Scrimshaw's willingness to be like, oh, okay, this is going to be a lot, but it's time to get to work. The rolling up of sleeves, figuratively at least, was very cool, very nice to see. I liked Relesta and her reaction yet again to working with the damn Jedi, as well as I liked the focus on I think I'd rather read a person and just sort of work that angle for a while. That was fun. So yeah, it was quite a good session. I liked seeing more of these characters sort of. I like feeling out their relationship and the ways that they sort of cross paths and then diverge. I'm enjoying this. So now, Sabine, you get to go first with wishes.
Wishes. Okay, wishes. I would like, this is a wish, I would like to do a gig next time, because money stuff, and the station can save itself. And also talk to Ryaka. I mean, that might solve my money problems if I can get him to actually pay me for what I'm doing. But if not, then I'll have to fix maybe a sound system at a fancy club for a crime lord. Who knows? And anyway, another wish, I would like to see all three characters in the same space at the same time. Like, at least Relesta and Scrimshaw talking to each other while Yolo makes appreciative noises or grunts a no. So.
Yeah. All right. I can definitely lean towards that. Good times. Thank you for the feedback. Donna, any wishes?
I'm not sure if this is me or the situation I find myself in, but I need to be better than singularly terrible at rolling my highlighter stats. um,
My apologies. I'm sorry. You did do that one really sweet roll.
which was neither hard nor hot. Sharp and cool, I think, was my
Alack.
modus today.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Well, I'll have a talk with the dice roller and we'll see what comes up. Any other wishes or?
Yeah, I think I'll echo Sabine's wish for us to get together for a troublesome job. Maybe, who knows?
Who knows what this click rat situation is going to turn into? Who even knows? Thank you, though. Alex, any wishes?
I mean, I'll ditto the nice to have a convergence of the force with us all. I'm quite enjoying the. Yeah, I want to see the Huni turn up again. I definitely enjoyed that we had the very brief like just what the hell is Huni up to? I'm definitely intrigued. That was a good breadcrumb.
Good.
Going into a Starland. Yeah, I think just some either no, it doesn't have to be like downtime, but all of us in a we need to fight for our lives situation, but being able to shoot the shit with the other characters a bit. Well, sure. On possibly a job.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
On a job, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, these rat things are probably making, doing a lot of damage to electrical systems.
Yeah.
Might have a side gig for somebody.
Yeah.
Might need a mechanic for that.
Yeah.
That might help. Who knows? Somebody might be recruited to pilot a craft in the race. Somebody who's a really good pilot. Somebody who's a really good pilot whose name rhymes with Festa. I don't know.
Who might that be?
Who might that? I couldn't tell you. Excellent. Well, I had a great time, but now I think I'm going to let you go. Y'all have a lovely evening.
Yeah, enjoy your
afternoon, etc.
chat thing, whatever it is.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, I think no, not next week.
No. Okay.
We have a clash.
Oh, right. Next
right.
week we have a clash. I'm in Donna's game actually, so
got it. Then
not there.
Let's define what's going on Slack, and I will see you all when I see you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.